Good morning, New Beginnings. It's me, Pastor Danish House. Today is Thursday, April 25th, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me for this daily update and devotional video. I'm glad you decided to make me part of your life today, and I'm delighted that you're part of my life as well. Today's a special day because it is Carol Dupilka's birthday and Emmanuel Walter's birthday. Happy birthday, Carol. Happy birthday, Emmanuel. We love you both very much. Carol has been a servant of God at this church for many years, and it's amazing how many things she's done and just what a joy she is to have around. I like actually calling Carol's phone when I know she's not going to pick up because she's got a really sassy voicemail message. Leave your message. Anyway, Carol's a fun person. I love her very much, and Carol, God bless you today on your birthday. Emmanuel, I'm delighted to see how you're growing up as a young man in Christ, and pray that today you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. Hope to see you again here at church soon. Tonight also at 6:30 is our 180 youth group. It's for our teens in middle and high school, and it's a fun time. Joel and Ashley help to lead that group, and it's a fun time. Come on out for time of prayer, Bible study, and a lot of fun. On Sunday, we had the opportunity to hear from two of our Christian and Missionary Alliance international workers, Trent and Sharon Thornton, and they talked about running the race in Christ. And they used the passage Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1, which talks basically about a marathon race. But they talked about it actually in the sense of a relay race, handing on the baton. And they gave me this baton to pass on to the next person in our church who decides to go into missions or into full-time Christian ministry. And I'm looking forward to passing this baton on to the next runner. And in the meantime, as they said, I'm going to use this baton as a reminder to pray for God to send out workers into the harvest. Actually, it's kind of fun. Immediately after the service on Sunday, I was approached by one of our young adults asking me what it would take to go into missions or full-time Christian service in the United States. And that was a delight to be able to talk to that young person. So, yeah, God is moving. And he's moving in our hearts, and he's stirring us to run the race that God has set before us. And I've been talking about that passage that Trent shared on Sunday throughout the devotional videos this week. On Monday, I talked about how we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses. And these witnesses are here to witness to us of the faithfulness of God. The passage says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely." On Tuesday, I talked about that there are things which slow us down or hinder our walk with God, our race with God, and that hinder us from running to our full strength and our full potential. We need to lay those aside. If it's a weight, we need to lay it aside. If it's a sin, we need to confess it and repent of it. And yesterday, I talked about running with endurance, the race that is set before us. Today, I want to focus our attention on the rest of the next section of this verse, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. We're going to look at that one center phrase there, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith. What does that mean that we look to Jesus as the founder and perfecter of our faith? Well, it's an interesting phrase. Obviously, looking to Jesus indicates that as we run this race, Jesus is our goal. Jesus is our destination. Jesus is the finish line of this race. We look ahead to Jesus. You ever notice when you look at runners running in a race, none of them look down at their feet while they're running. Right? If you look down at your feet while you're running, A, you don't run very fast, and B, you typically stumble over your feet. Instead, you look at the destination that you're headed. You look at the finish line, and you keep your eyes focused on the finish line, and your feet will get you there, right? So we look to Jesus because Jesus is our goal. Jesus is our destination. Jesus is the finish line. I got to tell you, I know for myself, there are times when I'm looking at my feet rather than looking at Jesus. I feel a little awkward. I feel a little tired. I look at myself. I look at the situations that I'm in. I look at the ground around me, and I lose sight of the goal, which is Jesus. When my eyes are fixed on Jesus, I'm able to run. When my eyes are fixed on me, I stumble and I fall. We look to Jesus because the author of Hebrews says it's because he's the founder and perfecter of our faith. Actually, the Greek there doesn't use the word our faith, so it says the founder and perfecter of faith. But translators put our in there because it's difficult to understand what he's talking about without that word there. There's two schools of thought about what this means. If you take the word our out, which isn't there in the Greek, but if you take it out in English, it's one of the schools of thought is clearer that Jesus is the founder and perfecter of the faith, or the faith that we all share. That Jesus is the one who ran this race first, and he ran this race best. So he serves as an example for us. The founder, who ran it first, and the perfecter, who ran it best, of faith. But I don't think that's actually what the writer of Hebrews means. Now, granted, Jesus is the example for us, right? So I'm not saying that's not a biblical idea, but I don't think that's what the writer of Hebrews was talking about here. Rather, I think putting the word our in there does help with this translation. Jesus is the founder and perfecter of our faith. See, the writer of Hebrews is encouraging us to endure. And the way that he's encouraging us to endure is by having us fix our eyes on the Jesus who saved us at first, right? He's the founder of our faith. I think when all of us look at our journey of faith, we look back and see what is it that led us to Christ. We realize that we didn't come to Christ on our own accord, but he's the one who drew us. He's the one who pulled us in. We can look back and we see his handprints in all the stuff that happened to lead us to him. Jesus has always been there, drawing us to himself. Jesus is the founder of your faith. Jesus is the founder of my faith. Jesus is the founder of our faith. But he's also the perfecter of our faith. Now, that's a statement of faith, right? That we believe that Jesus didn't just save us, but he is at work perfecting our faith. And he will be the one who brings us to the perfection of faith, the completion of faith, as we finish the race and we wind up running into his arms. We fix our eyes on Jesus, who is the founder of our faith. He's the one who saved us. And the perfecter of our faith. He's the one who will utterly bring us across the finish line into his arms. Jesus started it in us, and Jesus will bring it on to completion. And as a result, we can run, right? We can run. When we feel like we don't have the strength to continue, we remember, whoa, Jesus is the founder and perfecter of my faith. It's not based on my strength that I'm going to cross the finish line. It's based on his strength that I'm going to cross the finish line. Jesus started this work in me, and he will be faithful to bring me across the line to completion. We get to keep running. We do keep running. We endure because we know who Jesus is. He's the one who started it all in us, and he's the one who will bring it all to its victorious completion. Brother, sister, I know that when the race is hard, Jesus is there and will help you to run the race, recognizing that he is the destination. We fix our eyes on him, and he's the one who's going to bring us home. All right, let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for your love for us. Thank you that in your love for us, you sent us Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith. Help us to keep our eyes on Jesus and not on our feet as we run. Help us to keep our eyes on Jesus and not on the obstacles as we run. Help us to keep our eyes on Jesus because he's the one who saved us, and he's the one who is sanctifying us, and he's the one who will bring us to glory in the end. I lift up today our sister Carol and our brother Emmanuel. Thank you so much for them. Bless them on their birthdays today. May they know that they are loved by you and loved by your people. Thank you for the ways we've seen them run the race. We pray that you'd help them to continue and endure and run the race with perseverance. Pray also today for our 180 youth group. Please bless the youth as they gather tonight. Bless Joel, bless Ashley as they serve. May it be a wonderful time. In Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, thank you so much for joining me for this daily update and devotional video. I love you, New Beginnings. I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow.